Hi, it's Chef Diana Hart, and tonight we're going to make mahi mahi with a sesame citrus sauce and some coconut pineapple rice. You're going to love this. You've never had a simpler dinner that tastes like it's right out of a restaurant. So we're going to start by putting a cup of organic, Trader Joe's organic coconut milk in our little saucepan here. This is what's going to give the rice, and I'm using jasmine rice today. It's going to give the half cup of jasmine rice a really nice flavor. I'm even going to add a tiny bit of agave syrup. You can skip this if you're watching your sugar intake. It's about a tablespoon of agave that I'm putting in there. That's just going to sweeten that rice and make it more caramely and delicious. I'm going to put a pinch of Himalayan sea salt in that coconut milk. And I'm going to let that heat up, and then I'm going to put the jasmine rice in there. While we're waiting for the milk to heat up, I'm going to dice a quarter of a red onion small. We want to caramelize the onion and the pineapple. We're going to add that to the coconut rice once it's cooked. And that rice will take about 25 minutes to cook. The red onion will give the rice a little bit of color. And I've got 4 slices of pineapple. That's about 6 ounces of pineapple. And I'm just going to dice it small. The more surface area we have, the more caramelization we're going to get. All right? That's the goal. We're going to get a nice sort of golden caramely color on all of this pineapple. So I'm going to heat my pan up. I'm just using a little Calphalon small fry pan. And that's what we're going to wind up searing our mahi mahi in as well. So it's a 2-pot meal tonight. Very easy. So I have 2 beautiful fillets that are gorgeously cleaned from Trader Joe's. Mahi mahi is a delicious fish, very light. People who don't like fishy fish, oily fish, this is perfect. What I'm going to do to this is put just a couple ounces of Trader Joe's toasted sesame dressing. It's a great marinade. You don't need to put the fish in this for very long. It's just going to lend it a little flavor. We're going to give it a little citrus zing with some clementine and some lime juice, okay? So I'm just going to set that aside and let it marinate a tiny little bit. I'm using coconut spray to caramelize the onion and the pineapple. If you have a solid coconut oil in your cabinet, you can use that too. Just use maybe like 2 teaspoons. So into the pan. It's a hot pan. You know I always put my oil in after the pan is hot, right? So in go the onion and the pineapple. I want that on a pretty high flame because I want it to brown fast. It doesn't need to cook very much. The pineapple is clearly edible. The onions are edible as they are. We just want to caramelize them a tiny bit and give them that yummy, unctuous flavor. So what I'm going to add to the sauce of my fish is a little clementine or mandarin. This is actually a mandarin. I'm going to zest the skin. You all know I love my citrus zest. It just gives everything the best zing. The bang for your buck. You always want a little salt, a little fat, a little citrus zing, a little chili or heat to really round out the flavor. I think one of these is plenty for 2 portions. And then I'm going to, of course, not waste this and use this lovely clementine juice at the end with our fish. Coconut milk is at a boil. I'm putting half a cup of jasmine rice in there. I'm going to give it a quick stir. And I'm going to turn the heat down. Rice is not that hard to cook. Don't be afraid. I'm putting the top on. I'm simmering it. It'll take 25 minutes. So in that time, we're going to get everything else ready. So here's the pineapple, already gaining a lot of color. So here's that pineapple and red onion getting a lot of beautiful color on it. It really doesn't need much more than that, okay? And our rice is cooking. Next, we're going to just put a little citrus, the half clementine, in with this pineapple. And we'll use the other half on the fish once we finish the fish. So I'm just going to scoop my pineapple and red onion into this little dish. And now we're going to start searing our mahi mahi. So the pan is still nice and hot. Come on, onions, behave. We're going to put a little dash more of the coconut oil. Remember, we put the salmon dressing, the Trader Joe's salmon dressing, on the fish already. So it's got some flavor to it, but we don't want that pan not to be oiled, okay? So I'm going to put this, what I call face down, into the pan. The underside is the more curved side, the flat side is the top. All right, that's going to cook for a little bit. It's going to cook probably about 4 minutes on the first side and maybe 3 minutes on the second side. You want it to have some nice color. I'm doing it on medium-high heat, and we want to make sure that it's cooked through. All right? So now our garnishes for our rice and fish will be some green onions. Some people call them scallions. Some people call them spring onions. They're available at Trader Joe's always. They're organic, so that's great. I'm using both the white and the green part. Oh, it's time to flip the fish. It's been 4 minutes. Oh, that coconut rice smells great. Getting all that nice aromatic. So let's finish the red pepper garnish. We just want a little zing of color on that. I love red pepper. We don't have to cook it, we just add it at the end and it's beautiful. Do a small dice on that. And then I have a little bit of cilantro, so I'm going to chop that a little just to bring out the nice cilantro oil in it, all right? If you don't have cilantro, you could use basil, you could use parsley, whatever you like. I'm going to finish my dish with a little baby spinach. You know I'm a huge fan of spinach. It's green, it's fresh. It means you might not have to make a salad. You just throw this on the dish, put your hot fish on top, and you've got a beautiful, quick dinner. I'm going to plate it. And I'm going to make a timbale out of my rice. Have you ever done that? I'll use just any little dish. It could be a ramekin, like this one, to make it round, or it could be square, like this one. I'm going to just spray it with a little of that coconut oil so my rice doesn't stick. It's time to add the pineapple and the red onion into the coconut rice. I'm going to leave a tiny bit to garnish on the top. All right, so I'm putting 2/3 of this in my rice, and I'm going to give it a quick stir. There it is, folks. It looks beautiful. garnish out of the way for a minute. Bring the plate here. Turn off this pot. And all we have to do is scoop a little of this rice into whatever dish you want. Like I said, it could be just a ramekin. This will give me a little square centerpiece on my square plate, okay? Voila, look at that. Restaurant grade, folks. Could be another date night dinner. So, now we've got our fish. I'm going to add a little of that clementine. Remember, I was going to do a squeeze of clementine into here. I'm going to do a squeeze of lime juice just to give the fish a little zing. I have some lime juice right here. I'm going to add my clementine zest. That's so easy. If you like things with a little bit of heat, you could use the Trader Joe's chili lime. Just going to put a little hint of that on top. And now, voila, we've got our mahi mahi. My baby spinach is going around or under. The rest of the caramelized pineapple and red onion is going to go on top. And now our garnishes to finish. Spring onion. Straighten that up. The red pepper for color. The cilantro for flavor. And if you're going to be really exotic and special, an edible orchid. You can do this. This is easy. You can do this. 15-minute dinner. Please subscribe to my Chef Diana Hart channel on YouTube, and you'll see more great videos coming every week.